Hi everyone. First thing you notice, my mic sounds absolutely crispy right now, and the reason for that is I usually use this mic setting when I'm recording therapist videos, and I like to use it to subtly show that what I'm talking about is kind of serious. And well, I'm not saying you should take anything I say too seriously because I'm just not a serious person overall. I just want, people to know when I genuinely care for the things I talk about and when I think it warrants like a discussion of some sort. Also, I just lagged really bad there. As you saw from the title, what I wanted to talk about, oh my god, that guy was laggy. What I wanted to talk about is the current state of the platform YouTube.com. Now, obviously, YouTube is, I imagine, a platform that needs no introduction because that's where you're watching me right now, unless some fucking shady person reposted this video on like Bilibili or something, but it's very unlikely. The point I'm getting at is my complaints recently with the experiences I've had and just with the overall status and direction YouTube has been taking in terms of, I think they want to like improve, they want an evolution, but it's really just like a degradation at this point. I don't remember like a single good thing they changed as of late. And while I'm only gonna be talking about YouTube in this video, I want you guys to maybe treat this as like a symptom of a bigger problem, because while most of the things I'm gonna talk about is exclusive to YouTube, mostly due to its unique nature of it being like the dominant video platform with its unique online digital culture that you can't really find on any other platforms. But with that out of the way, the first thing I wanted to talk about was YouTube Shorts. Now, short form media is obviously nothing new to the internet, with the other two big contenders being Instagram Reels and TikTok. And with YouTube Shorts, it kind of forms like this really horrible big three of just bad, bite-sized content, media, whatever. I feel like I have more criticism towards YouTube Shorts only because I care about this platform a lot more. If you guys didn't know, YouTube is one of the only social media platforms that you're gonna find me on. Uh, I'm not on TikTok. I don't do Twitter. I only do Instagram because a lot of my IRL friends are on there. So you can find me on Instagram, but I'm not telling you my account because you can see my face and shit. But while you can argue that YouTube Shorts is slightly more like well executed than its competitors, which I don't even think is true, I feel like the idea of YouTube just pushing shorts down the throats of pushing shorts down every user's throat is just a fundamentally wrong approach, because as anyone with a brain would know, the reason YouTube got successful in the first place is because of like the aforementioned like unique digital like video sharing culture that it was able to create due to its dominance. And this mostly lies in its like unique meta where YouTubers would post like 8 to 10 minute long videos for mid-roll and like make money off of like ad revenue. Recently, I think they began like transitioning to sponsors, which is a whole can of worms that I might unpack later on in this video. But it was this like it was this kind of like monopoly that YouTube held of being the only platform where you can watch videos like these that made YouTube so special in the first place, right? Because let's face it, you're not gonna find like PewDiePie funny montage or like Markiplier gaming video. I know these are like really outdated examples, but you weren't gonna find these like anywhere else on the internet. This was a market unique to YouTube, and I feel like that was the approach that they were supposed to um, continue with. Now the problem with YouTube Shorts is it's just it can't coexist with the meta. It worsens one of YouTube's biggest problem, which is the idea of just posting quantity over quality, if that makes any sense. There was a YouTube short I saw like quite recently that was really eye-opening, because you know those like videos where it's like day in the life of like a TikToker or something like that. I recently found out that people started using things like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels to essentially as like a side hustle. So what they would do is they'd use ChatGPT to generate like long Reddit horror short stories that like you fucking see with Minecraft parkour. And what they would do is they would essentially just plug the story generated by GPT into like a TTS reader. They would like screen cap random Minecraft parkour footage, literally YouTube, that they can use for free. And they would post like 3 of these videos per channel a day, and they have like 5 of these channels. And what this essentially results in is a bunch of people. That was a dirty way to end the game. They essentially post these videos that like actually have no substance because it's not their parkour gameplay anyway, and these stories aren't even real because they're all like AI generated bullshit. And these channels get like millions of views and, kid you not, make like few $1,000s a month. And they have many of these channels. Like, this prints money. Now this is obviously a horrible direction because with how much YouTube has been like advocating for shorts, you're essentially incentivizing people to stop like putting effort into your videos, and that the way to success is just consistency and nothing else. This isn't what people like about YouTube. It's not like the amount of videos. Like, while that is surely a part of it, what people really liked about YouTube was like the passion that creators put into their videos. And see, here's another problem with shorts. Let's say there's like a YouTube short that you really like. You like the video, you comment on it, and because of that, the algorithm keeps giving you videos from this guy. So every time you'd get like a video from this creator, you'd be like, oh, it's this guy that I watch. Like, let's say like this is the guy that makes grilled cheese, or like this is the guy that does parkour in real life. Can you tell me the name of these creators? Because I guarantee you, like 9 times out of 10, you don't. It's not like you don't like this guy's content. You just don't know this guy as much as you know, let's say like a Jacksepticeye video, or like a Red and Link video, you know what I mean? One of the biggest appeals with YouTube were the YouTubers, right? It's the personalities, the influencers, the content creators, these beloved content creators essentially serving as representatives for the site, and that's what people like so much. With YouTube Shorts, the content and the content creators slowly become 2 distinct entities, and now what gets stuck on your mind is not like the channel name, or like, sure, you might be exposed to more like content that you may or may not like, but I feel like that kind of removes the charm of the website. Because if you wanted to watch like short form videos, they're obviously, the superior site is TikTok, and probably not Instagram Reels. That place is a fucking hellhole. YouTube, this is not the right direction for YouTube. I don't know why they're like pushing shorts down my throat. And here's another problem with that. I don't know about you guys, but I usually don't really check my subscription box, even when I subscribe to channels I like. I heavily rely on notifications and what YouTube gives me in the homepage. Recently, every time I refresh my homepage, the first things I see on my feed are just shorts. I see like the short section on top, and then I'd have to scroll down to see like irrelevant videos because algorithm is shit, but that's like another story for another day. I don't like this because this incentivizes me to like start doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts, which I don't want to do, but if I keep refreshing to find like fun homepage videos and they just keep throwing me YouTube Short, inevitably like I'm gonna find something interesting and I'm gonna cave in. I'm gonna click on it, and like my next 2 hours of my life has disappeared. It's absolutely awful, and like I genuinely feel like I don't gain anything from shorts. And it's especially painful because like I wouldn't give a shit if I just doom scrolled on Instagram Reels or TikTok, because, you know, I feel like I just have a negative perception of those platforms in the first place. But YouTube is a platform I grew up with, you know? Like, I have so much good memories of, like, the glory days of YouTube, and maybe it's just me growing old, and this is what, like, millennials felt like all those years ago, but this isn't the YouTube I love. This isn't the YouTube I know and enjoy. I don't want YouTube to, like, constantly shove short-form content down our throat. I feel like what they should be doing instead is work on other existing issues on YouTube instead of creating new ones with YouTube Shorts. Like, for instance, I know some people get mad when I say this word, but like, fix your retarded copyright system. It's absolutely stupid. It limits so many creators from making videos they genuinely enjoy and want to make. Or integrate like a better sponsor system, because ad revenues on YouTube lately have been absolutely horrendous, which is why most creators resort to like Patreon and getting sponsors. This is why every time you see like a video over 8 minutes from like a decently large creator, it's gonna have a sponsor section at the beginning. I feel like the platform should integrate like a system that either prevents this from happening, because sponsor system is like another toxic cesspool of its own, and I feel like YouTube can protect its creators from shady deals or whatnot. Or even better, work on YouTube Live. The streaming platforms right now are like absolutely crumbling. Twitch is in utter shambles, and Kick is obviously not gonna be the new Twitch. I feel like this is a perfect time to capitalize on the streaming platform rather than just doing what every other platform does, which is like making YouTube Shorts. I don't know, I just feel like YouTube isn't really benefiting themselves by focusing on Shorts, and I feel like it's a shame that they're constantly using this approach. But anyway, this video isn't just about Shorts, believe it or not, so I'm gonna call it that and move on. See, one of the biggest problems with YouTube Shorts I had was like how it incentivizes creators to make low effort quantity over quality kind of videos through high views and like earnings or whatnot, and how it incentivizes consumers to click on these videos by constantly shoving it down their throat. And that's why YouTube Shorts is like in a way the meta right now. This is how YouTube metas are made. YouTube has been through many different metas. If you guys remember, there was like the commentary channel meta, which was when people would make like drama videos on other content creators, which I really didn't enjoy. I just thought it was predatory because it's like there's nothing interesting that you can do. So you make videos on like other people's success and failure. And I always thought it was kind of lazy and it lacked personality, but whatever. And then there was like the video essay meta, which still is kind of the meta. This is where you would make really long videos that whether either like talk about like a historical event that people don't know, review like a popular media and be critical, or explain like let's say like an ideology that some people might be interested, like all sorts of things. And while metas are obviously going to be there, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people doing what's most popular, because at the end of the day, that's kind of how you get successful on social media, so how can you really criticize that? But there's one unignorable meta that has been going on in YouTube for like the past few years that has become really just been like in your face for the longest time. It's been bugging me. It's been rubbing me the wrong way. And that is the retention editing, also known as ADHD seizure meta. This type of content has been advocated by one of the biggest YouTubers like Airrag, MrBeast, and you know the type of people who would say, in today's video, we're going to compare $1 sandwich with $7 billion sandwich. In this video, I blew up an entire spaceship in front of 17 African orphans. Now, I need to address this before I move on. I don't have anything against MrBeast personally. I think he's a great person, and there aren't many other YouTubers that I'm glad has like the #1 YouTuber like role model spot other than Jimmy, because I feel like in many ways he exemplifies what a good YouTuber should do. He's a kind person, he's selfless, yet he's also in a way always innovative because he's searching for the next best meta. But see, the problem with MrBeast is he overdid that last thing I mentioned, which is always searching for like the best meta whatnot. Back when I played a lot of Hypixel Skyblock, one of the biggest reasons I quit the game is because of how, I guess, meta driven it became. And what I mean by that is I initially found the game really enjoyable because, for like each stage of your progression in the game, you unlock different skills, different abilities, and different items. I don't want to finish this game because I want to keep talking, but I guess I'm not really given a choice. But towards the late game, it slowly turned into, this is the best gear and it costs like 7 billion coins. Yet to grind hours just to use the same armor set that everyone uses. This is part of the reason why I found Windcraft so much more enjoyable than Hypixel Skyblock, because yes, there were like elements of like there being a meta, and there usually was like best build for each update, but I could actually express myself and do different things rather than sticking to the same thing over and over again. I described that horribly, but like essentially my problem with Skyblock was it was oversaturated with just trying to optimize your like gear, your gameplay, just ever so slightly, to the point where it became like the entire game was just about getting better. Like, for what? You're not enjoying the game. The entire game is trying to do this one thing like 4% better by like devoting unreasonable amount of hours into it. Which, you know, there are certainly people who enjoy that, but that was not the case for me, and I feel like that's also not the case for many people. The reason I bring up Skyblock is because I feel like that's kind of what YouTube has turned into, especially with MrBeast. Since he is like the biggest channel on YouTube currently. By the way, he recently passed T-Series, which is like, it's actually a milestone moment on YouTube. So yeah, good job, Jamie. But the problem is he turned YouTube from like a passion for many people into like a business, right? Like right now he has like 17 different channels and like each of them make 90K a month. It's something crazy because he hyper optimize like how to make money, how to get the most views, how to flood people's recommended with his videos. I'm not saying he doesn't find what he does personally fulfilling or enjoyable, but what I am saying is he showed the world that like with enough optimization, with enough strategy, YouTube can turn into a replacement for your 9 to 5. And especially in today's generation where many people have jobs that they don't even enjoy, that they're forced to work a 9 to 5 or like work at a pizza parlor because you know that's just how you live, that's how you pay rent. Jimmy essentially showed the people that YouTube is a way to escape poverty, become successful. That is not the purpose of YouTube. Like sure, like full-time YouTubers have been a thing for a long time. And yes, money was obviously important for these full-time YouTubers, but MrBeast essentially just came into the scene and showed the people, hey, this is the meta, do this if you want to be successful. There are many interview clips where he's talking about strategies. Like, as passionate as he is, MrBeast treats YouTube like a business. And this is essentially what's happening with many other content creators. You know the signature MrBeast style of editing where it's like, he's like screaming into the microphone. He's like always exaggerated motion, vibrant colors, graphic thumbnails, flashy editing with like whoosh, like flashing colors, like fancy visuals. Now you're seeing everyone replicate this. Because that's the beauty, or lack thereof, of retention editing. This type of video is like designed to always keep the audience engaged, to like increase your watch time, their retention, holds their attention like almost involuntarily because it's like there's so many things going on, what do I focus on? And here's my problem with this meta. 3 to 4 years ago, one of the only types of YouTuber... Am I really about to finish this game? Please don't tell me I am. God dang it. Because I used to watch a lot of Hypixel Bed Wars or Hypixel Minecraft videos in general, which was a relative niche in YouTube because, you know, compared to let's say like Overwatch or Valorant, League of Legends, like Hypixel isn't as big. I would watch many YouTubers like that had less than 100,000 subscribers. So these are like the relatively smaller YouTubers that some people may not know exist because they're so used to watching big YouTubers. Towards like I think 2020 to 2021, I noticed a trend with a lot of these smaller YouTubers. Like essentially at some point there were like a group of YouTubers that just had like the same editing style where it'd be like flashy subtitles, sound effects, like, you know, like the retention editing. That's what it is now. Though I didn't know that's what it was called back then. And the thing with small YouTubers is that like they don't have the time and money that large YouTubers like MrBeast can dedicate into a video. So what ends up happening is like this retention editing is executed poorly. And while yes, the editing is flashy, it's, you know, impressive or whatever, looks extremely polished and high quality, you slowly realize like these YouTubers have literally no personality. Like, no offense to them, but it almost feels like they're using these, whoop. Am I really about to lose this? Oh, wait. It feels really plastic because these people don't have any personality, but they try to hide that with, like, the flashy editing and the retention editing, the seizure edit style, ADHD, whatever you want to call it. It's just a really awkward execution because there's a missing part of the recipe that these people tend not to have, because obviously content creation isn't for everyone. And I think that's a lesson we hopefully all learned. When I was young, I wanted to be a YouTuber. And like what I learned from like the past 4 years of casually uploading YouTube videos is that if you want to make it big on this platform, you really have to like put effort into it. And what I came to realize is I will never become a full-time YouTuber. Like I will never become big enough on this platform to start doing this full-time, to start taking YouTube more seriously, because while sure, like I may have some interesting things to say, interesting ideas, maybe even like personality that's attractive to some people, I just feel like this isn't like the right job or whatever for me. But I feel like many people fail to realize that, and you know that's totally okay, because with enough effort I do truly believe anyone can make it. But the question many people neglect is, you know, just because you can doesn't mean, sure, you know, you can do it, but like, should you? Do you really feel passionate about like the videos you're making, or are you just doing this for the money? Because that's like the sentiment I get from people who just use these like seizure editing without any interesting substance. They're not passionate about what they're doing. They don't truly enjoy this. They're just kind of doing this for money because YouTube rewards this kind of editing, this kind of content, this style. I'm sorry about that like really weird tangent I went on about like some YouTubers not destined to make it or whatever. Like that's kind of weird. So essentially this like overcompensation with editing is at worst a poorly executed awkward YouTuber with like no personality that essentially just like chases whatever is like the trend, whatever is like the viral sensation, whatnot, with no actual passion in content creation. And at best, it's a fucking MrBeast clone, and we don't want another one of those. We want different, like, we want to see some other kind of content, you know? I feel like I'm not phrasing this very well, but, like, I hope my point went across. I essentially just I don't want to see the same thing over and over again. I want to see Windcraft, not Hypixel Skyblock. So YouTube is already pretty fucking horrible because of shorts right now, and to make it worse, even, like, real YouTubers, I guess, who make like, oh, hate it when I get stuck in a, oh my goodness, what is going on? That actually threw me off so much, like I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what I was saying was, now we have the very antithesis of like what made YouTube great in the first place, which is YouTube Shorts, separating like content from its creator. And for real YouTubers that make like long form video or whatever, they're forced into this like disgustingly formulaic cookie cutter meta that no one truly enjoys at the end of the day. Because like as cancerous as like the commentary meta was, at the end of the day, you know, there were some people who found like dramas between YouTubers interesting, which is why they clicked on it. And while the video essay meta or whatnot, well, I don't even really have a problem with that meta. I absolutely love it. I love watching like hour-long video essays from like Pyro Cynical, like H-Bomber guy and shit. I think they're one of my favorite types of content on YouTube, and I want to see more of it. But to end this, I guess, directionless video on a more positive note, I feel like the changing meta with short form content and retention style editing and whatnot also taught us the value of authenticity and passion in content creation. Because even if it's like the same people that you watch, when they're surrounded by like horrible content, well not horrible, but like just lazy bad content, I feel like in contrast, you grow to appreciate them even more. You know, amidst like the endless sea of reposted garbage on YouTube Shorts, every time you see like, let's say like an artisan, like an artist who's genuinely passionate in their craft, it's really refreshing, and you know, it brings a smile to your face, I feel like. With like the endless sea of like YouTubers turning into MrBeast clones and just like seeing them over and over, every time I see like a YouTuber with like great personalities who are authentic, for instance, one of my favorite YouTubers of like recent years is Wendigoon, who essentially makes like storytelling and like video essays. It brings a smile to my face because, you know, I can tell that this guy's genuinely passionate about like what he's talking about, and he just wants to like share stories to the world that like he wants others to know about. So I feel like the changing meta recently with YouTube has encouraged me to like take a deeper look into, I guess, content creators I've been watching recently, reevaluate them, and, you know, hopefully gain like a newfound appreciation for their authenticity and passion for content creation rather than just doing it for the money, which is like a shallow criticism because, you know, they're all doing it for the money at the end of the day. But I hope like this rambling on for like the past 30 or so minutes has explained what I mean by that. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I almost want my audience to just kind of like use this video to hold me accountable every time like maybe I do something stupid like retention editing or like making YouTube shorts. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't want to do this full time, do things that genuinely excite me, things I find interesting that I want to share with others that I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say in this video. Hope you didn't find my rambling on too overbearing. I'm sorry, this was like a lot longer than I wanted it to be. If you disagree with my point, if you have like examples of what I talked about, whatever, you can leave it in the comments. I try to read most of them because my channel is pretty small. It's easy to read all comments. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you're still here, oh my god, you are the reason I still have hope in this platform. No, I'm not gonna say that. That's horrible. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really like doing long outros, so yeah, goodbye.